Hi everyone. Today it's wet and raining, but we need the rain. So I thought I'd do another Facebook Live video with something autumnal and something Christmassy, but using the same stamp set. So we're going to use the Snowfront stamp set today. And we'll start up with an autumnal card. So this is a card front I've already made, and hopefully ours will end up something like that. So I've already put the stamps on the acrylic blocks, and I've actually cut this out of Whisper White with the stitched rectangle dies, and that's what we're going to do our autumn scene on. So this is a stamp set you tend to think of Christmas, but actually you can do autumn with it as well using this tree, because obviously it's lost its leaves. And the sentiment we're going to use is going to be from the Love of Leaves set, which is basically I'm going to use I Thought of You Today, because I just thought the scene seemed to make me think of people. It looks like a thoughtful scene. So first up, I'm going to stamp with a large stamp. I always, when I'm doing a scene, I like to sort of try and get the main pieces in first. So this is the first stamp set I'm going to use. So I'm kind of looking around my iPad, so forgive me if I get it slightly wrong, but I'll try my best and see what I can do. So I want this sort of probably slightly further up because I need space for the sentiment, so I'm just going to put it there. And let's hope for the best. I think I'll put the sentiment in now. That's all I need of the early espresso, so I might as well put it back in there. So let me see. I think I'll do the sentiment, and I'm going to do that in Cherry Cobbler. So I've put that here. I thought of you today. I think that's a really good sentiment to send people now. Thinking of them today, particularly if they're on their own, it's a good thing. So the next thing I'm going to do, just going to put my Cherry Cobbler back. I've got one of these wonderful carousels for the old style ink pads. It does fit the new ones as well, but you mustn't swing it around too fast, otherwise they might suddenly fly off. I don't want smoky slate, I want grey granite for the next one. Grey granite is interesting because smoky slate is very much a blue grey. Grey granite is a sort of browny grey, sort of tawny colour. So it's very much a forgotten colour, but it is actually a very useful colour. And this is a stamp that's very useful for sort of grounding a tree or whatever. So I'm going to put that there. That looks all right to me. I'll clean off the stamp while I go. The next stamp I'm going to use is the little cottage, which is really cute because it's a log cabin. Obviously it's got smoke coming out the roof, so I know that I want this somewhere over here, so I'm going to put it there. And then I need to do the trees around the cottage, so let's see. I want the bigger one first. I'm going to do these. I love Mossy Meadow. It actually stamps off really well as a secondary colour. I'll just show you. I'll just do it the once, which is a very sort of dark green, and you stamp it off a second time and it's slightly pale, and a third time. And I actually like it better as you stamp it off. I think it comes out better, but no matter. So I'm going to do it in the full colour first of all. Here. This is going to be slightly different. I'm just going to hold that light. Just going to pull that down so I can get that straight. It's quite interesting actually doing it around an iPad. Sort of not quite where I wanted it, but let's see. That's okay. And then I'm going to take the little one and just put that in there. And then I'll just do the little one again on this side here. Perhaps another one there. Don't want too many trees. It'll be a bit dark in that cottage if there's too many trees. Okay, so that's that. Now I've got the little bird. I'm going to do the little bird in Cherry Cobbler. So let's see, Cherry Cobbler. Where's it gone? Oh, I'll put it back. So let's take the little bird. He's really cute. There he is, and I got him bang on the branch, which I'm very pleased about. Clean off this stamp, which is one of the little trees. And then what I need to do is the leaves. So I'm going to start off. This is a little spotty stamp that's very useful for backgrounds and accents on cards, but this time it's going to be used the leaves. So this might be, I suppose, a maple or something. So let's see, and perhaps I'll do one more out here. And I don't know which trees have reddish sort of leaves in autumn, winter. Not sure about that one. I have to ask my son, who's at Kew, and see what he says. One of my sons. The others do all sorts of different things. Just fill in the gap there. I'm stamping off because if I did Cajun Craze as it is, it would look a bit heavy. So there we go. So that's my completed card front. So I will stick it on. I'm going to use, I've actually refilled my Stampin' seal, which is good. So I'm just going to use this. So quick and easy. Put that on like that. And I've got a grey granite card base. I'm kind of focusing a bit on simple cards at the moment. Oh, one person watching. Oh, that's nice. Hello, whoever you are, the one person. Now, I could actually emboss this if I wanted it. Put an embossing folder. Not sure. Or I could stamp around the background, but I think I might just keep it plain and simple this time. If more people were watching, I could ask, would you like me to emboss the background? Hi, Angie. A bit late now, I've stuck it down. Sorry, I'll have to ask you on the next one whether you want me to emboss the background. But anyway, there you go. So there's that finished card, an autumnal card made with a snow front stamp set. So that's that one. And then the next one is going to be a winter card. So hopefully it'll come out similar to this one, which I did last year actually, because this stamp set came out a year ago. Just while I'm here, I might as well show you two cards, other cards I've done with it. That's a sort of silhouette card, and then that's another one. So these are inking techniques. I've done videos on these. If you look back on my Stamping Everyday or Fanny Stafford's Happy Stampers page, you should find the video that I did of these. Or if you look on YouTube, Fanny Stafford on YouTube, it might be there. So that'll show you those techniques, no point in repeating them. So we're going to do this one. So we're kind of changing colours a bit this time. So we're going to start off with Highland Heather. I can put away my cherry cobbler now. I won't be using that, and I won't be using my grey granite, and I won't be using I will be using my smoky slate, and I need crumb cake. I can put back my cherry cobbler. And I also need shaded spruce, so I'll just dig that out. There we go, shaded spruce. So this time we're going to start off with the mountains. So just check I've got the mountains out. I don't think I have. Just move those out the way. So just here we go. Here's the mountains. And I'll take that off just temporarily and put the mountains on like that. So, whoops, that was a close one. Just going to stamp them off to get that. Sometimes if your photopolymer stamps lose their stickiness, the best thing is just to wash them with a little bit of fairy liquid and water. So we're just going to do that like that. Possibly another stronger one there, and possibly another one. Let's just stamp that off first. You have to be careful if you've used a stamp and stamped off, because you'll get a line if you don't watch it. So that's okay, I'm happy with that for the mountains. So let's see, let's put those back, so that's out of the way. And the next thing I think I want to do is the little cottage. So I don't need my Highland Heather anymore. So I'm going to put that out of the way so I don't get my fingers in it, inky fingers. So here's the little cottage again, little log cabin. So this might turn out a bit different actually, we'll see. I'm just going to stamp it there. I really want to show you all how you could, when you don't really feel like doing something elaborate, you just want to do something quick. And these are the sort of cards that you can do, you can really enjoy doing them, but do them quite quickly, which is nice to get things done. I'm just going to put the tree away in there. And let's see, I'm going to put the this on now, which gives a bit of grounding to the house. So if I put that, I could have stamped it off, but I think I'll just do it like that. And then I'll do this one over here like that. And then I probably will put the snowman in here, although he might, I think he might look a little bit big. So I have the lovely little deer, which I absolutely love. So let's put them on, and let's do them, I think would be a good idea. So where are we? I need crumb cake for them. So where have I put my crumb cake? Okay, can't, here it is. I put it away. I put it to one side. Okay, so I'm just going to get the deer and put them there. And now I can fill in with the trees. So the trees that I want, I might use the big tree. And for this I want the shaded spruce, so that's just here. So I'm just going to take my big tree and it's slightly lost its stickiness, so I'm just going to do that. And so that's the bigger tree, obviously at the front of the scene. This is the whole thing about perspective, isn't it? Getting that 3D effect. So now I want some smaller trees further back. So probably I'll go for this one. I could actually, there's some really lovely trees in this set that are on a slope. They're really nice. So I think I might use them. Let's see what they look like. I did have that was one I did before, just a sort of guideline. So I just want to make sure they don't look too big. I think they'll be okay. And then perhaps I'll do stamp it off and then do another lot there. That's okay, got a bit of green there. And then I think I'd like to do a little tree over this side. Not sure about that. I'll probably put the sentiment there to hide that. So that's that completed, but let me see, I now need to get a little scrap of cardstock. I've got one here to do the sentiment, and I might just go on hello from, where are we? Oh, thank you. Thank you might be a good one. This is from the Love of Leaves set. It's got thank you and hello. I decided to go for the thank you. So I think I will do the sentiment in, let me see, my background's going to be Highland Heather and Grey Granite like that. And that's going to be on like that. I think I might do it in Highland Heather, see what I think. So I need to get my Highland Heather back. Gorgeous Grey, turn that round and find, here it is, Highland Heather. I'm going to just cut that a little bit first, because I want it a bit smaller. So I just cut it down a bit like that. One of the lovely things about the new Stampin' Up trimmer is the fact that it'll do thin strips, which is just great, because that's just what I want for this card, is a thin strip. So there we go, that's probably, hopefully, perfect, just what I want. And I've got my thank you here ready. So I'll just do that way. Just need to bring it down a bit off camera so that I get it straight, hopefully. Yeah, that's okay, I'm happy with that. And it can just cover up that little bit there where there's, let's see about that. I'll just just cut that off, and perhaps it just needs to be a little bit thinner there. Just get that straight. Apparently one tip is, if you're wanting to just trim off a tiny smidge, is to look ahead of the scissors is better than looking at the front of where you're cutting. So now it's just deciding where to put the sentiment. I think I'll probably sort of put it there-ish. Yep, so see if I can find some dimensionals, because I want to give some dimension to this. And I think what I will add to this, to add some, we don't do Dazzling Diamonds glitter any longer, sadly, but we do the fine tip glue pen, which is now back in stock, which is absolutely brilliant for adding glitter. So let me see. I think that will go there nicely. So that's quite simple. So if I put all my inks away, and then this is the fine tip glue pen. I'm just so glad it's back in stock, because I love it for applying glitter, because you can, I mean, Tombo's okay as well, but this one you get nice thin lines. So I can just check, you can see that. Check that the glue's coming out. Yeah, it is. So it does dry quite quickly. So basically, if you feel it's drying too quickly, the answer is to do a bit. Put the glitter on and then do a bit more. I'll probably do just a little bit over the mountains. And you can sort of, I don't know if you can see, but I'm sort of scribbling with it. A little bit perhaps down there. A little bit over there. Okay. Normally I'd put this top straight on, but because I just want to get the glitter on before it dries. There we go. Give it a good flick with your finger from the back. Get the glitter back in the pot before you knock it over and it goes everywhere. I've done that. I've done most things actually. That's one thing I've done. Right, and there you can see it's got a little bit of, can you just see the glitter there? Just going to put the top on my glue pen so that it doesn't dry out. If I can get in, yeah, there you go. It's really useful, that little pin on the top. So I think that I will actually put this on dimensionals, which I've put down here. So I'm going to, I find it useful to have the large, we have the ordinary dimensionals and we have the mini dimensionals, and they're useful for different things. But if you're putting dimensionals on the back of a larger rectangle, I find it far easier just to use the large dimensionals. We also do black dimensionals as well. They come in a mixed pack of large and mini. And they're really useful if you're doing something that's dark brown or black and you don't want any white to show through, so you would just use one of those. And I just stick a half like that. And one of the things I love about dimensionals is the fact it's very easy to get the backs off. So you just, some demonstrators get their take your pick tool, and I've never managed to get the hang of this though. They put the pin end and they sort of just dig in and flick it off, but somehow it hasn't worked for me. It doesn't work at all. I find it easier just to get my fingernail underneath and just flick it like that. So if I put this one on like that, and then stick this on, if I just get my Stampin seal, if I can find out where I put it. Okie dokes, let me see. Oh, here it is, it's on my lap. So you just, with a Stampin seal, you just flick it off and it's absolutely fine, and it's great because it's just so fast to use. This one, do you know what? I think I might just quickly emboss it. So I'm just going to go and get my cut and emboss machine and emboss it. And I think I'll use the Pinewood Planks embossing folder because it's a woodland scene, so this just emphasises the woodland scene really. So I'll make sure that the side where the grain of the wood is popping up is the side that I want to have underneath So I just put it on like that, put the top over, and then I only use the base plate, and because it's an old style embossing folder, an old style 3D embossing folder, I just have a clear plate on the top. The new ones have the other plate on top, but this just has the clear plate on top. So I'm just going to run it through. So just to show you the sandwich, you just have the base plate one, then you have the old 3D embossing folder. This is the old format with a clear plate on top. If it was one of the new 3D embossing folders, I'd have the grey plate number 4 on top. So that's important to know the difference. It might be worth marking your embossing folders. So there we go, there's our Pinewood Planks embossing folder, and then just put that on top. You can see how it just adds that extra interest to a card. So if I just show you, that's the first one I did. So that's an autumnal scene with the snow front stamp set, and that's a winter scene with a snow front stamp set. So hope you enjoy that. Good to see you, Angie. Thanks for watching. And anybody who's watching on replay, I hope that you have a good day and that you enjoy watching this. Bye.